In today's video, we're going to have a look at the amount of money I have saved on my energy bills since I have had solar installed over a year now. What is the crack, everyone? Welcome back to Buy, Hold, Sell. I hope, of course, you are all well. This video is going to be for anyone that is interested in getting solar panels installed. It is a doomy, gloomy day towards the end of September here. So you would think days like this, going into the winter, your solar panels would not be worthwhile. But I'm going to prove that that myth is wrong. Solar panels are seen as something that require the solar, but in fact, they're actually called PV panels. Photovoltaic is actually the meaning of PV, and PV is simply light that is generated into energy, which means it can work even on a gloomy day, which I will show you. On the middle of July, since I did my last video, I also got this update. We're updating our rates. Now, this is yet another rate hike. 1st of July, the rates have went up by 27.5%, roughly about 56p a day. And you can see here, we have a change, PNF tariff change in January. We had one in July. We had one in July of last year. So there's been 3 rate hikes, all 30+%. So energy, as everyone is feeling, has more than doubled in about a year. So it's going to be quite difficult in terms of monetary value to be able to compare, because things are so much more expensive now. So it might look like, oh, you're not really making much of a difference, but I am saving. What we'll look at is the units. As I said in the previous video, I'm with REUTERS, which is a Northern Ireland company, but this will apply to any type of UK or USA or anywhere around the world. You can get your bills, you look at the kilowatts, and you can compare on how much you're saving. That's the way to do it. Like I said, the monetary value doesn't really matter too much. Yes, it's great to save more money, which is ultimately going to be the case in this scenario, because the energy that I was paying for last year is 100% worth more now. So if I'm saving all that money, that means more money I'm saving. And in my initial investment that I had into the solar panels, which cost me between £4,000 to £5,000. And anyone that is interested in getting a solar package or an EV charger or whatever it may be, feel free to DM me. Now, the company I use to start solar, they have very kindly offered me a referral code to get people 10% off their solar system. But as a way to make sure that we're getting best value for you and I in terms of my referral fee, DM me, and after you get your quote from Start Solar, I will give you the discount so you can get a further 10% off, okay? First off, before we get into the real details, just even looking at this comparison graph. You can see 2021 versus 2022. You can see here, 2022, 400 kilowatts was used between February and April versus 1,000. So that is over half reduced. And you can see not as much of a saving here, but the reason that being is because the part of last year I actually had my solar panels in. You can see autumn months have not calculated. That's going to be key, and I'll come back with a proper winter video. So if you're interested in these types of videos and to get a real idea of how much savings you're making in the winter months, please check out the next video that'll come. But you can see here, last sort of November to January, the difference again, units was nearly over 1,300 versus 600. So again, that is over half. So half of my electricity costs are being wiped out. It is pretty safe to say that. And you can see here the consumption's trend, obviously just going straight down. And look at February 21 versus February 22. It is truly mind-blowing how much it has actually come down. And don't forget, on top of that, you also get export readings paid for. So I have actually got an email text from REUTERS only a couple of weeks ago asking me for my most recent export meter. So that is a reading that is for energy that I have not used throughout the day. I do not have a battery installed in my house. So that is one option. You can install a battery. So all that surplus energy that perhaps you're not using can go to the battery and charge that up so you can use that at night. Undoubtedly, that would have been a great move for me. However, I plan to get an EV charger, and in my head I was going, I'm working from home full time, my wife's full time at home. We use a lot of energy during the day. I didn't know if I would get much value. There probably is value there, but with an EV charger and the battery down the road coming, I thought I'll just get the panels in for now. And I'm smart, as I said in my last video, I have rechargeable solar lights that I charge during the day. I use rechargeable batteries for a lot of my gadgets and stuff. I charge all my batteries, all my mobiles, all these different things throughout the day to maximize the best use of my solar panels. I have my washing machines, I have my tumble dryers, all these types of things on during the day. So come the evening, the only thing really that I'm paying for as such would be a turn on the odd light, but mostly it'll be your TVs and just things that are constantly running, like your fridge, freezers, things like that. Also, since I've had my solar, I have seen my direct debit amount go from £65 down to £50, now down to £25, and I still have a credit of about £157. which is great. It should see me through the next 6 months without actually having to worry about paying any electricity costs. Although I'm still paying £25 a month for a direct debit. I have had that out with them. I've said, look guys, can we just not worry about the direct debit for 6 months? But they're insisting I still have to pay, but whatever. It's very small beer for an electricity bill of only £25 chipping away. You don't see it, and considering the economic climate we're in right now, it's very much welcome. Again, not going to comment too much on it. Anyone in Northern Ireland, NI perks, you get discount codes for a lot of great things. And I know in England and the UK, probably all around the world, but I definitely know in the UK, there's other companies that offer discounts, perks, things like that. Power and I are also rolling out the little gadget that tells you how much energy you're using, what appliances are using what. Now I know that's mostly been in the UK for quite a long time. As usual, Northern Ireland's only getting the trial run of that, but those energy gauges will really be able to help you to tell you what time to use certain appliances and things like that. Even within your energy, before you get solar panels, don't forget there's certain times of the day that is better than others to be using certain appliances in the house. Most of the time it is during the day. The reason being is because during the day, less people are at home, which means that they can keep the energy prices down. It's when the high times come, so at night time in the dark, energy is obviously being used a lot more. That is the worst time to use washing machines and tumble dryers. So if you can, try to do these things during weekdays, not at the weekends, because again, everybody's going to be home, everyone's going to be using their energy. That's when energy prices go up. It's all to do with the demand on the grid. Demand's low, electricity's lower. Demand's high, supply and demand, simple as that. The thing I'll draw your eye to is the unit rate, excluding VAT, was 16.99. The unit rate now is currently 22.05, which actually represents about almost 40% increase. And as was shown earlier on, the 16.99 was already an increase. So quite a jump in a year. So the bill for the quarter was 93.8 versus 96.58. So really no difference whatsoever in the price. The reason being is that it's 40% higher. So if you consider that, the bill year on year is virtually the same, except there's 40% increase in price. Just like the last video, if we scroll down here, we can see the actual meter reading. We can see that in 2021, I used 6.4 kilowatts versus 2022, which is 4.79 kilowatts. So my daily usage has come down quite considerably, which is about 25%. So the price has went up by 40% and I've used 25% less due to the solar panels. So it has been one hell of a good saving. And this also included for a chunk of time last year where I did have the solar panels in, because I got them installed in June, at the end of June. So there's only really 1 month of the last year's bill that was on non-solar months. So let's do the full year comparison now. February 2021, I used 1349, take away 592, it means 757 units I have saved year on year. If you look at May's quarterly bill, 1023, take away our 402 that we use, that's 621 units. And then our August was 576, take away 431 is 145, although there was a period at the time where I did have my solar last month, so that's not going to be fully accurate. Unfortunately, it's probably a better saving. I don't know what the hell's going on. I can't seem, I've went into my bills, I'm like, well, why don't I have another year? Unless I'm completely missing something, I really should. I've got February, March, August, but I don't have November's date, but I was here 2 years ago. So I don't know. Can't compare, unfortunately, yet again, the full year. But so far, we're up to 1523 of a saving over the year on year, even with an extra month of solar in part of those bills. So I am, look, the long story short is, it's absolutely been one hell of a no-brainer. And if you times it up, it's 335 units that has saved me in terms of usage. But what I will also say is having solar panels in has made me think about the likes of all those things I was charging and doing my usage during the day. So I say my usage has probably been even more than what it was prior, but because of solar, it's brought it right down. So I would say there's been a saving within that as well, undoubtedly. Plus, I will also say the export meters, the £100 checks that come in, you throw that on top. I dare say that over the last year so far, and that's only 3 quarters that I'm including, I dare say the savings has been in and around £800 to £900 when you consider everything, and plus the Power NI perks. It has absolutely been undoubtedly an absolute no-brainer. With only a year in, I would dare say that my solar system itself is at least 1/5 paid off. So in another 3-4 years, the full system will be paid off. And as I said in my previous videos, these things come with 20 to 30 year guarantees. All they need is every sort of biannual, maybe a bit of a wipe down with a brush, takes 2 seconds. That's the solar panels all clean and dusted. No brainer, you pay for your electricity up front. It's like anything we cover on this channel, you invest now for the future, and that is what I have done with the solar panels. So hopefully that's helped you. I will be back yet again to try and finally do a full comparison. Even though I've been here 2 years, I have no idea why I can't do this yet. But that aside, if you have found it informative, please like and subscribe, help me grow the channel, and I will be back with some money saving tips on how to maybe save energy this winter. I did my oil video prior, which proved to be very, very good. It got featured in Belfast Live. That we got the oil in and around 80p a litre, sitting over £1 a litre now. So that has been proven to be great. I'm really hoping that I'm helping as many people through these difficult times as possible. If you have found it informative, please like, even share the video to try and spread the word. These things can massively help you. Appreciate this wasn't what we hoped for, but hopefully you have enjoyed it. Thanks very much. See you in the next one.